Okay guys, so before we get into the subject at hand, I need to quickly clear something up because there's a lot of people asking me, similar questions, and I have to keep dancing around the answer because I didn't really want to sort of let on to what the situation was, because I didn't want the usual kind of messages. But basically, you guys know I bought Battlefield Hardline on Xbox 360. And, I said that it was because I couldn't really find any servers and any games. That was actually a lie. The reason I bought Battlefield Hardline on the Xbox 360 is for the simple fact that my PlayStation 4 started acting up. Some of you guys over Twitter would remember me putting messages over Twitter saying it keeps freezing and I keep having this problem and that problem. Unfortunately, the problems got worse and worse, and then eventually my disc tray would stop working. And I was just having mountains of issues with it, and then eventually got to the point where I'd turn it on and it'd just be a black screen. Now, I took it to a shop to find out how much it would cost to get it fixed, and the guy looked at it and he gave me some spiel about it needs a whole new motherboard in there and a whole new this and graphics cards and things like that. And he sort of threw a price range at me of about £220. So I thought, well, to be honest with you, for the price it's going to cost me to get it repaired, and he also gave me a guarantee that it probably wouldn't work again. So I thought, for the price it's going to cost me to get it repaired and get it up and running, only on the sort of promise that it might just work okay, I had to kind of sell it for parts. And that's exactly what I did. I had to fire it over eBay. There was a couple of people saying, hey, I'll buy it off you, and I sort of really couldn't. I couldn't sell a broken PS4 to people, but I just wanted to keep it under my belt. I didn't really want to tell people what the problem was. And I thought, hopefully I can skirt around it and get away with it scot-free, but unfortunately that's not the case. So yeah, I don't have a PlayStation 4 anymore, which I'm really sad about. I'm disappointed because I've been thoroughly enjoying playing the PlayStation 4. I miss Battlefield 4 on it more than anything. Battlefield 4 compared to the Xbox, which I've got, is it's just so much smoother. It's 60 frames a second. It looks fantastic. It plays clean. And when I went back to the Xbox 360, I thought, shit, this plays actually really rough. On the Xbox 360, it's very jumpy. The frames drop out quite a lot. And it's also darker and it's harder to see people, basically. I've had to sort of notch my brightness straight up. So that's the whole reason. So I hope that answers people's question. I will be getting, for those of you asking, I will be getting another PS4 hopefully soon. When I can get myself together and get one, I will get it. But in the meantime, I'm going to be playing the Xbox, so that's how it is. I mean, there were people saying, why did you get it for the Xbox 360? I don't understand. It's not 30 frames, it's 30 frames a second. You need 60 frames a second. It's smoother. There's more people online. And I was like, oh God, I'm just going to have to tell people. So yeah, anyway, onto the subject I wanted to speak about. Now, basically, I sort of, I've dropped off Battlefield Hardline just for a little bit. I'm just giving it a bit of a break because I've played the brains out of it. And I went and played some Battlefield 4 on the 360, which I haven't played for a bit, as I said. And there was a couple of significant things I noticed that really sort of highlighted a few problems with Battlefield Hardline. And I know it's early days and they will get things fixed. Hopefully they'll get things fixed anyway. But one of those things is this sort of gunfight scenario. Now, on Battlefield 4, one of the things I really liked is that I could have my sensitivity quite high, so I could turn and twist and move quite freely. But also you can adjust your sort of aim. Obviously you've got the aim assist and things like that, but you can adjust the sensitivity of your aim at long distance, medium range, and close range. And that's what I did, because Battlefield's one of those games where if you miss a couple of shots, you're toast. The players are that good at it, you need to get practically every shot on target and be very, very cool and collected about it. So that was why I adjusted it, and not too much, but just within reason. And after playing sort of Battlefield 4 for a couple of days, the one significant thing I noticed is that the hit detection and the gun-on-gun battles seem a lot more balanced and fair than Battlefield Hardline. One of the things I've really noticed with Battlefield Hardline, it's very strange, is you constantly get these what are called John Woo situations, the John Woo films where you'd have a couple of guys with guns facing each other and then they'd both start firing simultaneously and both end up dead at exactly the same time. There wouldn't be one survivor, it'd be two clean deaths and two guys just gunning each other. So that's what I like to call the John Woo situation. It keeps happening to me. I kill a guy and he dies and I die exactly the same time. And it's not just once, it does happen in Battlefield 4 as well. It's not just once every now and then. It's almost 5 to 6 to 7 times a match where, I get into a gunfight and I lose. I win, but I lose. So it's not really a win-win or a win-loss. It's a weird situation. But it is actually very frustrating, and there's also a lot of getting turned on. You know, I don't mean getting turned on sexually, like seeing another player and going, oh, his police outfit's nice, I like that, I think I'm having gay tendencies. I mean getting turned on in the sense that you're shooting him in the back, and he sort of turns and does this amazing quick kill on you, and that's the end of you. And everything's a headshot, you know. Every time I look at the little man in the corner with the, you know, that shows the point on the body where you got hit, it always seems to be the head. I don't know how big my head is in real life or compared to my character, but my head must be going down to my testicles, because some of these people are kind of lying on the ground and getting instant headshots. It's weird. So as much as I do like Battlefield Hardline, that is being a very frustrating thing for me, and I'm finding that going back and playing Battlefield 4 actually makes me really appreciate Battlefield 4 and how good it eventually became. And I can kind of see people's point of view when they're saying that Battlefield Hardline should have been an add-on for Battlefield 4 as opposed to being a whole new game and paying the extra money for it. I mean, to be honest with you, I wouldn't say money's no object for me, but I'm happy to pay a price for something, you know, that's beyond people's expectations if I know I'm going to get that enjoyment out of it. And that's exactly what I've had with Battlefield Hardline. It's been a blast, and it will hopefully continue to be a blast if they do fix these one or two things that need tweaking. But I do totally understand where people think it should have been an add-on, because, you know, Battlefield players essentially spend a lot of money on premium and on their own servers and things like that, so I suppose they expect to get a little bit in return without there being too much profitability involved. But would I say that Battlefield Hardline is actually better than Battlefield 4? I think, man, that would be no. After going back to it, I really don't think so. I think I definitely prefer Battlefield 4. I think Battlefield Hardline has more potential. I think Battlefield Hardline has potential, but there's too many limitations. You know, there's too many limitations on the guns, the equipment you can use. There's also a superior amount of unfair things when you pay for premium. See, I haven't got premium, and I've noticed that people are walking around with, you know, better weapons and shields and things. I could be wrong there, but I don't think you can get a shield unless you've got premium. Might be wrong about that, but I've tried looking for it everywhere, and it doesn't seem to be anywhere, and the shield is pretty damn effective, and I could do with using one when I'm playing Blood Money. So yeah, it's definitely not as smooth, and you know, I give full props to Battlefield 4 for the game that it's actually become. It's I don't think it's better than Battlefield 3, but it's certainly close. But compared to Battlefield Hardline, the smoothness of the playability is just not there, because you can't go on the tear-ups, you know, and especially when you're playing Team Deathmatch. Like, my kill-death ratio in Team Deathmatch is diabolical, because I'm constantly getting spawned from behind and getting shot in the back, and you don't get that on Team Deathmatch. Not so much, the odd terrible spawn in Battlefield 4, but you don't get it so much in Battlefield 4. It's very few and far between. So yeah, still enjoying Hardline, just giving it a break, gone back to some Battlefield 4, having fun there, and I wish I had it on the PS4 again, because it's just not smooth enough. But as for now, it will do. So I hope that's answered people's questions, and I hope you enjoyed the gameplay. Apocalypse done.